Alright. The journey for victory begins. Here's our first opponent. Welcome to the Pokemon League. I am Lorelei of the Elite Four. No one can best me when it comes to icy Pokemon. Freezing moves are powerful. Your Pokemon will be at my mercy when they are frozen solid. Are you ready? Here we go! Elite Four Lorelei would like to battle. There is her lead, Dewgong. One of the cutest water ice type Pokemon out there. It's a water ice type Pokemon. Very likely gonna lead with a hail. But if I can knock it out on this turn, then we won't have to worry about the hailstorm for a bit. Good. I made the right choice starting with Magnus. Next up is Slowbro. Now, Slowbro is a bulky water psychic type Pokemon. So I'm actually gonna send out Holly. Not only does she have high special defense to take Slowbro's hits, but Shadow Ball is more of a physical attack in this generation. So, I start to do good damage with Shadow Ball. Not bad. Oh, and it has Amnesia. So if you try to hit it with special attacks, it might set up the Amnesia and take less damage from special attacks. Alright, now it's Cloyster. Water Ice type has a lot of defense. So don't use physical attacks, otherwise they'll tank the hits pretty well. Instead, you want to use special attacks, like Thunderbolt. Okay, Lapras is next. Oh, sending out her star Pokemon already? Okay, I'll bring back Magnus then. Will Cross Chop be enough? Oh no. Ah, confusing. Of course I got that on me. I believe in you, Magnus. Hit that Lapras. Nope. Come on, I know you can do it. Yes, good hit. But will it be enough? It's enough. Good job, Magnus. Now, finally, it's Jinx. Ah, that rare Pokemon that I couldn't find in Thieffoam Islands. There it is. It should go down easy with a fire type attack or a ghost type attack. And we did it! Things shouldn't be this way. 1 out of 4 Elite Four members is defeated. You're better than I thought. Go on ahead. You only got a taste of the Pokemon League's power. Don't mind if I do. Alright, there's our next Elite Four member to fight. Now, to heal up my Pokemon, I'll use these lemonades. After all that, only Magnus took a hit. Yeah, it's kind of rare seeing Jinx these days. I'm gonna lead with Konryu. Alright, time for our second battle. I am Bruno of the Elite Four. With rigorous training, people and Pokemon can become stronger without limit. I've lived and trained with my fighting Pokemon, and that will never change. Casey, we will grind you down with our superior power. Hoo-ha! My favorite Elite Four member in Kanto, Bruno, the master of fighting type Pokemon, and Onix, which is what he starts with at level 51. Hit him with a water or grass type attack and it's go down quick. Next up is Hitmonchan. Alright, Mr. Mime, you're up. Now I'm gonna set up the Reflect, just in case. Because my mind is really good with Psychic, but he doesn't always knock out Pokemon in one hit. So I want the Reflect up, just in case Bruno's Pokemon retaliates. With that said, use his third Pokemon, Hitmonlee. Goes down easily with a Psychic type attack. Third is Onix. Yeah, this guy's got 2 Onix. This is an old game, and I don't know why they didn't think to give him Poliwrath instead. In fact, we never saw a Poliwrath throughout this journey. Unless I skipped one of the Victory Road trainers that had a Poliwrath. I wouldn't know, I would need to look it up. But anyways, the other Onix is down, and there is the star of Bruno's team, Machamp. Now, I could use my mind, but I want to have some fun. It's time for some Machamp on Machamp action! Bulk up! Show off those muscles and maybe try and flatter that Machamp. Oh! He had the same idea! They're both just flexing their muscles for each other! Now, who will hit harder, me or you? I got the critical hit! I dominated Bruno's Machamp! And that ends Bruno. Why? How could I lose? My job is done. Go face your next challenge. Man, Bruno, you deserved better. You shouldn't be the easiest Elite Four member to beat. I didn't take a single hit. When the Machamps start flexing, it's about to go down. Hell yeah. Well, moving on. Here is the third member of the Elite Four. I am Agatha of the Elite Four. I hear Oak's taken a lot of interest in you, child. That old Delp was once tough and handsome, but that was decades ago. He's a shadow of his former self. Now he just wants to fiddle with his Pokedex. He's wrong. Pokemon are for battling. Casey, I'll show you how a real trainer battles. Elite Four Agatha would like to battle. Now, she claims to be the master of Ghost-type Pokemon, but back in Red, Blue, and Yellow, there was only Ghastly, Haunter, and Gengar. So, what else is he gonna have? Well, so also have a few poison type Pokemon. In fact, all of our Pokemon are part poison. That's just the final proof that poison was way too prominent in Red, Blue, and Yellow. Which is why I have Mr. Mime with me, a Psychic-type Pokemon that can take down all of these Poison-type Pokemon. Anyways, she's got Golbat, a pretty fast Poison Fly-type Pokemon. He's got Arbok. Not much of a threat, but still a really cool Pokemon that I like. She's got a second Gengar, level 58. And finally, Haunter. Haunter! They could have given her any other Poison-type Pokemon, but instead they gave her a Haunter. I know I'm ragging on the old games a lot, but I do it because I think it's funny. Thinking back to what Pokemon used to be. They've come a long way, and I'm super happy that Pokemon is still growing though. Which makes me appreciate the older games even more. Anyways, Hagatha is defeated. Oh my, you're something special, child. You win. I see what that old duff sees in you now. I have nothing else to say. Well along now, child. I will. And here he is, the last member of the Elite Four. Real quick, I'm gonna use an Ether to give Mr. Mime his Psychic back. His Psychic power points. And I'm trying to remember what he leads with. I think he leads with Gyarados? So I might start with my mine. Hopefully a Thunderbolt will knock it out right away. Anyways, time to face the final member of the Elite Four. Ah, I've heard about you, Casey. I lead the Elite Four. You can call me Lance, the Dragon Trainer. You know that dragons are mythical Pokemon. They are hard to catch and raise, but their powers are superior. They're virtually indestructible. There's no being clever with them. Well, are you ready to lose? Your league challenge ends with me, Casey. Elite Four Lance would like to battle. Oh, I was right. He does lead with Gyarados. Alright, Gyarados. This vicious water flying type Pokemon can be a problem if you don't have a proper counter to it. Mr. Mime has Thunderbolt though, so I should be okay. Yeah, Isaac, Red, Blue, and Yellow had 151 Pokemon to work with, so there wasn't much variety with all the Pokemon. But they did good with what they got, and it's still awesome that they were successful enough to continue making more games. Anyways, the next Pokemon we're facing is Aerodactyl, the rock flying type Pokemon that you can revive from an old amber. Maybe Surf will be enough to knock it out. Oh, nice! Take that, Aerodactyl! Alright, next up is Dragonair. Now, I want to use Ignatius for this, because I've got a Dragon Claw that I want to use on something. Look at that elegant Pokemon. A Dragon Worm. Alright, Dragon Claw! Wow, almost enough to knock it out. Oh, darn it. Now Lance is probably gonna heal his Dragonair. I guess I'll open up with a Flamethrower. And then finish it with Dragon Claw. Or you get paralyzed. Ignatius, come on. You got this. Ignatius, you got this. Oh no, Outrage. Ooh, decent damage. Right in range for Dragon Claw to knock it out in one hit. Oh, by the way, for those who don't know, Dragon types are weak to its own type and Ice type attacks. And they have a good number of resistances to other types, such as Grass, Fire, and Water. I want to use Isabella next. Give her some screen time. Let's hit it with a Blizzard. And it was enough for a one-hit knockout. Nice. Now, lastly, it's Dragonite, the fully evolved form of Dratini. This could be your toughest fight yet. Dragonite is a Dragonfly type Pokemon. If you have an Ice type attack, you should be able to take it out in one hit. It depends on how high your special attack is, whether or not you have Stab. Haruyu almost got them! Gosh! It's... Oh, wait, oh my gosh! Her first knockout! I think the good thing about this is that they're locked on to Outrage, so they can't use an item to heal between Outrage. Yeah, so we can have Holly knock it out. It was still a good hit, Konryu. You helped Holly deal the finishing blow. And we did it! Lance is defeated! That's it! I hate to admit it, but you are a Pokemon Master! I wouldn't call myself a master, but thank you. I still can't believe my dragons lost to you, Casey. You're now the Pokemon League champion. Or you would have been, but you have one more challenge left. There is one more trainer to face. His name is... Professor Oak! Well, not really. It's Aiden! He beat the Elite Four before you! He is the real Pokemon League champion! How? How? I'd like to ask, how? I fought that guy earlier! He had a Growlithe with Flame Wheel, Leer, and some other move. And then he... he is not a great Pokemon trainer. How did he become champion? Well, whatever. So we have one more fight to deal with, and that's our rival. Right now, I'm gonna do it funny. I'm using a rare candy to revive Konryu. Alright. Time to think about how to handle this. There's this thing I like to do where I use every one of my Pokemon at least once in the final battle. So, let's see. Pidgeot, Isabella might be my best Pokemon to use to beat Pidgeot. Alakazam, Holly is the Pokemon to beat them. Right on. I'll leave that to Konryu? Yeah. For his starter Blastoise, I want to use Mr. Mime again. Even though Thunderbolt doesn't do a lot, it's my most valuable move on a water type Pokemon. Although I could give Mr. Mime Thunder. Wait, I've got an idea. Konryu has Rain Dance. So I should give Mr. Mime Thunder. That way Thunder never misses during a Rain Dance. Yeah. Okay. I've got my strategy ready. Alright everyone. Are you ready? It's time for the final battle of Pokémon LeafGreen. Hey Casey! I was looking forward to seeing you. My rivals should be strong to keep me sharp. While working on my Pokédex, I looked all over for Pokémon. Not only that, I assembled teams that would beat any Pokemon type. And now, I'm the Pokemon League champion! Casey, do you know what that means? I'll tell you. I am the most powerful trainer in the world! Here we go! Champion Aiden would like to battle! We're starting off with a level 59 Pidgeot. So, the first thing I'm gonna do is use Toxic. Just in case Blizzard misses, they'll still take damage from the poison. Now, I want to hit it with Strength. I want to make sure Pidgeot's HP is at good range for Blizzard to take it out in one hit. Okay, not one hit, but with its first use. Yeah, all Blizzard now. Good, it hits. And it's knocked out. Good job, Isabella. That's our first victory. Okay, next up is Alakazam. Holly, you're next. Alakazam, the psychic type powerhouse, who's also a glass cannon. So Shadow Ball might take it out in one hit? It does! Nice! Alright, third Pokemon, Exeggutor. Good, I want to get that Exeggutor out of the way so I can set up Rain Dance after Ignatius does his battle. Alright, Flamethrower should be enough. Let's go! Aiden's ego grew too large. We must take him down. I agree. That wasn't enough? Oh, shoot. You know, I thought about it. I thought about teaching Ignatius Fire Blast or Overheat. I guess I got a little overconfident. Oh well, you're gonna use an item, so it's only fair that I use one too. I'm gonna hit him with Aerial Ace first. Okay, now I'll go for the Flamethrower. Big Bomb. You miss. Executor is down. A bit of a hiccup, but we did it. Okay, Blastoise. Wait, I just had a thought. If I set up the Rain Dance, it's gonna power up Blastoise's water type attacks. Oh well, I'll do this without the Rain Dance. There's Blastoise, Aiden's starter. Set up the Light Screen first and foremost. Oh, there's the Hydro Pump. Wow, didn't do much. Good thing Mr. Mime is so good at taking special attacks. No, please don't start missing. Thanks, Aiden! Oh, you're in for a surprise! Thunder! Whoa! Good thing I'm faster. I'm gonna go for another Thunder. I love it. Them setting up the Rain Dance just to make it easier for Mr. Mime to knock it out. Alright, Konryu, your turn. Look at that. Aiden's puppy grew up into an Arcanine. Let's hit it. Let's hit it with Hydro Pump. I wanna beat this Arcanine with style. Whoa! Well then. Oh no, Konryu, please don't start missing. I believe in you, my Sea Dragon. Yes! That Arcanine got doused. And finally, Rhydon. Saving the best for last. Magnus, finish this off. Let's use... I'm gonna get all stylish and have Magnus flex his muscles first. Ooh, so scary. This is kind of scary. Not bad, but can you handle this? Not at all! Ladies and gentlemen, our new champion, Casey! No! That can't be! You beat me at my best! After all that work to become the league champ, my reign is already over? It's not fair! Why? Why did I lose? I never made any mistakes raising my Pokemon. Darn it! You're the new Pokemon League champion! Though I don't like to admit it. Casey! So you've won! Sincerely, congratulations! You are the new Pokemon League champion. You've grown up so much since you first left with Charmander to work on the Pokédex. You have come of age, Casey! Aiden, I'm disappointed in you. I came when I heard you'd be in the Elite Four, but when I got here, you had already lost. Do you understand why you lost? You have forgotten to treat your Pokemon with love and trust. Without them, you will never become a champ again. Casey, your understanding of victory was not just your own doing. The bond you share with your Pokemon is marvelous. Now, come with me. Congratulations, Casey! This floor is the Pokemon Hall of Fame. Champions are honored for their exploits here. Their Pokemon are also recorded in the Hall of Fame. You have worked hard to become the new League Champion, Casey. Congratulations! You and your Pokemon are Hall of Famers! Isabella! Ignatius! Konryu! Magnus! My Mine! And Holly! Welcome to the Hall of Fame! League Champion! Congratulations! And that was Pokémon LeafGreen. Oh. I can't believe we made it. Gosh. Oh, this was a fun adventure. It's so cool that for the Pokemon's 30th anniversary, they brought Fire Red and Leaf Green back on Nintendo Switch and Switch 2. I was definitely excited to give this game another run. And I especially love that I got to do a video playthrough of this game. Because I love Pokemon and I've been wanting to do more Pokemon content for my channel. I hate to admit it though, but I was losing motivation and keep playing this. I was streaming this game, posting videos on it on my YouTube channel, and it just wasn't getting the views that or attention I hope it would get. It's kind of sad when you think about it. We live in a time where the most interesting Pokemon content you find on YouTube is like Nuzlocke and randomizers and essays on the competitive scene or whatever. And I'm just not into that. I'm not really into those super duper challenge runs that make me wanna quit if I don't get the Pokemon I love or I lose Pokemon because of the dumbest of circumstances. So I never wanted to do those types of runs. I'd rather just play through a Pokemon game casually and tell a story about an unlucky trainer named Casey who was working to complete the Pokédex while making friends and challenging himself to become champion of Kanto. He succeeded in one of his goals, And now he can continue working on his Pokédex in peace. Casual players unite? I'm not the only ones who think that. So, yeah, that played a little factor in me not streaming Pokemon as much as I wanted to. I've just been burnt out and depressed because of life in general. But that's exactly what Pokemon is here for. To distract me. To give me some good vibes. To take me away from all the bad stuff happening so I can immerse myself in a fantasy world and play with Pokemon, which I definitely got from this playthrough. So, I'm happy I got to finish the main story of Pokémon LeafGreen, and that we got to see Casey become the champion. And I really appreciate, and I must give my thanks to the people who watched me play through this game. So, thank you. I really appreciate it. And I hope you enjoyed Casey's Pokémon LeafGreen journey.